Oh, shoot. Let me hit that. 1 second, guys. We're going to do a countdown. Hey, what it do, Jive Turkeys, and welcome back to The Controversy. I'm your host, Ian Elliott-Carter, and welcome to the live stream, everybody. Come. Okay, we're done. I'm sorry. I took it there and apologize. It's my show. I can do whatever I want. But to this show, I am going to introduce the most beautiful gal in the world, Tatiana Wilson.
Hello.
And we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about Dr. Seuss. Is he canceled, or is this all fake outrage? We're going to be talking about T.I. and Tiny. They're in some hot water for putting people in hot water, possibly. We're going to be talking about superhero movies and characters that need to die and some that need more spotlight. And, of course, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite games we play, which is One's Gotta Go. And tonight we have a special guest. He's been on the show before, one of my favorite blurs of all time, Mr. Reginald. Welcome to the show, big homie.
Hey. 90s intro. Yeah. Hey. What's up, guys?
The Silver Site. What's going on, brother?
Man, nothing much. Thanks for having me. Glad to be back. It's been a good little minute, so I'm glad we could find the time. I know we both have busy and packed schedules. You caught me right at my cutoff date, so appreciate you for having me on.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things of doing live streams because I was doing it consistently for a while and then we stopped for a good 3 weeks. So a lot of people probably don't even know I'm doing it. So I'm trying to get back into a routine to bring people back in. So I appreciate you helping getting this train going again, man.
Oh, no problem, bro. No problem.
All right, man. Are you ready for this jam-packed show, man?
Let's get it.
Let's get controversial. Yay!
I like that. Smooth, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Smooth like that head of yours, man. Don't hide it, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So first off, in the canceled news, of course, we got one every week. Some deserve it. Some, all right. We need to calm it down. So the jury is not in. We are going to be the judge, jury, and executioner today. Dr. Seuss, somebody that I grew up on his books. Did you grow up on his books?
Yeah, Green Eggs and Ham was probably my favorite book.
Yes, it slaps.
Of my whole childhood. I literally could recite it as a child. I read it that much.
Hop on Pop, you know, the what's his name? The stalker cat, the Cat in the Hat, wouldn't leave the damn thing alone.
The iconic Cat in the Hat.
Iconic, absolutely. And of course, the Grinch, probably the best.
Yeah, probably the most.
Yeah.
Sure. Fox and Socks, Red Fish, Blue Fish, something.
And 1 Negro, 2 Negro, 3 Negro. I don't know. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that didn't really make the shows. Reggie, were you a fan of Dr. Seuss? They didn't make the cut.
Yeah, I was a fan of Dr. Seuss growing up. My older sister used to read them to me. Green Eggs and Ham, Hop on Pop, Cat in the Hat. Consistent, like Toddy said, I could recite them word for word. That's how much, I'd had them read to me as a kid. Growing a little older, I never really, went back to reading them, obviously, because they were kids' books. But yeah, it was a big part of my childhood, not the most iconic part of my childhood, but they definitely left a stamp for sure.
Oh, for sure, man. Every time I still have a big ass smile on my face when I see a Cat in the Hat book or like something of Dr. Seuss. But we're learning a little bit more of Dr. Seuss recently. Some of these stories aren't old; they're just coming back. So apparently, he did some illustrations back in the day that were real racy. Wanted to say the less. Some things that would not be accepted here in 2021 might not have been accepted in 1980. Some of the stuff was really outdated. Have you gotten able to see some of these pages that people are talking about, or these books?
I've seen a couple of the pages. I didn't have time to actually scroll through the entire article, but I did see a couple of images, and I could see where some people would be offended. And it's just like I said, I get it. And one thing that I'm learning, in my early 30s is you can't tell people what is offensive and what isn't offensive to them. So if
That's
I feel like if somebody is offended, the only thing you can do is, go with it, because you at the end of the day, that's not something you have to live with. Same thing with, when other races try to tell black people not to be offended about things. It's like, well, you're not black, so you can't really dictate what's offensive and what isn't. When Miley Cyrus did the whole eye thing, and she took the picture with her eyes, stretched and things like that, and it just didn't go over well with the Asian community. And I remember reading a lot of people saying, "Oh, you guys are just being sensitive," but you can't tell people who were teased, all throughout elementary school about, for having, eyes, Asian eyes or whatever. You can't tell them that, that is not offensive. So I get it. I can see it. So yeah.
Dog, you make a great point. You really can't speak for other people. If somebody finds something offensive, hear them out and see why, instead of be like, oh, you're being too sensitive.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some history between why they are feeling that way. And here are the books right now that are being so the full story is that they're not really being canceled. I think the publisher of the Dr. Seuss, because Dr. Seuss is no longer with us, but the publishers of his company decided to pull these books. And these books right here are not really the ones that people are running to the shelves to get. They're not The Cat in the Hat. They're not Green Eggs and Ham and shit like that. If I Ran a Zoo, Mr. Elliott's, does that say Eglott's Pool?
Just look at the big one.
Okay, sorry. Mr. Elgott's Pool. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, on Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Eggs Super, and That Cat's Quizzer. So those are the ones that are being taken away from the shelf. And this was the company's call. It wasn't, nobody one day just said, hey, fuck Cat in the Hat and all the stuff he's talking about. We got to take all these up. This was their decision. Like, okay, this is outdated. We got to stop publishing these. So I think we're so used to cancel culture. People are just like, who are they canceling today? This is not right. Dr. Seuss, really? We grew up on him without realizing what was actually in these pages.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly agree. 100%. It kind of brings me back to, I don't know if you guys watched SpongeBob growing up, but you remember the one where he was at the nightclub telling them jokes about Sandy and how squirrels were stupid and they had big teeth, and like he was roasting Sandy. Yeah. But someone on TikTok had made a good point. If you take the jokes that SpongeBob was saying and put any race in that joke, watch later in the episode, people were treating Sandy like she smelled. People were treating Sandy like she was stupid. People were making fun of her big teeth. And it kind of goes to show you that media and, jokes eventually become stereotypes, which eventually lead to racism. So like I said, I can kind of, see where the publisher was being proactive and kind of trying to, I guess, beat people to the cancellation. Because could you imagine if a 30-year-old pink-haired white liberal came up and said, look at this, look at Dr. Seuss, it's over, like it's a wrap. So I feel like they I guess they beat their own cancellation to the punch.
And you kind of gotta respect that. If you know something is offensive, you can't just be like, well, it was a different time,
I'll just wait until someone tells me that I don't have a choice. Just go ahead.
Being self-aware is something that we need more of that in society. Being self-aware, and I respect this move right here. That makes me I'm not canceling Dr. Seuss. If they said, oh yeah, this says the N-word and there's nothing we're gonna do about it, we're gonna add 3 more N-words to the next one, then I'd be like, okay, F you. But no, they're this character right here of these Asian people. Huge stereotypes right here going on right now.
Stereotype,
I can understand why people are like, okay, well, let's not put these in kids' heads that this is what the Asian culture is or how you should treat Asian people. This one right here, this was not from this one's not from a Dr. Seuss book, but he did illustrate this. This was like a political character, I believe. This one actually does drop the N-word. Take on a high-grade Negro with the big lips and the extra dark skin. So obviously you don't want your kid reading that and the excuse of, oh, it was a different time. It's not going to fly.
And I think what it is I feel like being that he also illustrated this, And when you look at his other work that has stereotypes in it, it comes from the same person. So naturally, you're gonna, I guess, correctly assume that these are negative stereotypes of Asian people. And like I said, I get it, and I love the point that you made. People hide behind it was a different time. Okay, but it's 2021 now. So when you know better, do better. And it's okay to say, you know, we had this in our books and stuff like that. It wasn't right. Let's just go ahead and stop it. Or even if they opted to, you know, go in and change the illustration, you know, it's okay to do better. It's okay to admit that, you know, it was a different time, but let's kind of bring it current now.
For sure. Say what?
That's not the same thing.
Oh, let me sorry, let me change that one right quick. I'm going to the last one.
Okay.
And the last
You
one.
can't just switch it?
There we go. Toddy, you want to read that? This was in the book, If I Had a Zoo.
Okay. I'll go to the African island of Yurka and bring back a thistle-top tufted mazurka, a kind of canary with quite a tall throat. His neck is so long if he swallows an oat for breakfast the first day of April, they say it has to go down such a very long way that it gets to his stomach the 15th of May.
So that's our, I would just cancel that one just because it's kind of, he's got better bars.
Yeah.
He's got better bars in his repertoire. But the depiction though of these African people, holy shit.
It's just terrible, man. And it just goes to show what was acceptable back then. But I love the fact that now they've acknowledged, you know, their error of their ways and they're willing to, you know, put a stop to it.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And we can't call everything cancel culture. I think this is fake outrage culture because I wanted to make a point to somebody I was talking to earlier. They were like, "Oh, we're canceling Dr. Seuss now. This is crazy." I'm like, no, if they stopped publishing this book tomorrow and didn't even make the announcement, nobody would. This would not be news. This would not, life would just go on. That honestly, they would just be like, oh, because nobody's like, oh, I need to see that zoo book. That zoo book.
Nobody was checking for it. Like nobody was checking for it.
Half of like books people probably didn't even know existed.
Facts. I sure as hell did. I don't remember. I would have remembered that.
I think the only one out of that the other picture that you showed that I knew was the zoo one.
Right.
Actually, I think I've seen the Mr. Elliott, whatever. I think I've seen that one, but I don't think I've read any of them. So
I want to bring up a question though. Like obviously, cancel culture has been a crazy thing, you know, on both sides, right and left. But like, do you think there's this outrage culture though, just like pretending to be upset about something? It's definitely a little bit. It's similar to cancel culture, but
yeah, you're right. There's subtle differences between fake outrage culture and cancel culture, and I feel like we need to kind of stop both. Mm-hmm. And you know, now I get cancel somebody when they're not sincere about their actions, you know, or when they're, you know, when they stand in their wrongness. Cool, cancel somebody by all means. If you want to not support somebody, that's fine. There's a professional wrestler that used to wrestle for WWE, Chris Jericho. Turns out he's a right-wing Trump supporting anti-masker, you know, and which was extremely disappointing to me because at one point, yeah. It's right. It really wasn't. Like when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, Chris Jericho. That sounds about right.
He would be the one I would pick out of all of them.
Out of all of them, right?
So nice though.
Yeah, they works for WWE.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I actually get to meet Bianca Belair Friday through a virtual meet and greet. But nice. Yeah, I love her. But Chris Jericho, and it pains me because he is my favorite wrestler of all time, but. It just goes to show you that, you know, sometimes your heroes disappoint you. And when you choose to cancel somebody, and I think we're going to stop looking at canceling as the world canceling. You can individually cancel somebody. Yeah. And for me, I just choose not to support him anymore. I don't watch him on AEW. I don't buy his merchandise. I don't listen to his podcast anymore. And I feel like we kind of need to separate cancellation as a whole from, you know, this fake outrage. Now, I feel like these both need to be replaced by accountability culture. It's cool to, you know, it's great you acknowledge your past and that you made mistakes and things like that. But I feel like an apology is okay. But I need for you to kind of like, I feel like an apology is a little different from taking accountability from it. It's like, sorry, I said it, but that was back then. You know, like, no, like Justin Timberlake, I feel like that really was accountability.
Yeah, for sure. And what about these people that are dead? You know, people are canceling Michael Jackson. People are canceling Dr. Seuss. I mean, Dr. Seuss not being canceled. This is his company's decision. But like, there's people that are just not living today, and you're just like, oh, we're gonna destroy. You know, we're gonna make sure their family's not eating.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I don't get it. And I'll even say this for the Cosby Show. Bill Cosby, I feel, is guilty as hell. You know, we know he did it. But I also feel bad for the guy who plays Elvin, who relied on those royalties, you know, from TV One completely, you know, doing reruns and stuff like that. It's like you made a really good point just now. People eat off these royalties. So you're canceling people and you're affecting everyone's money. And I get it. You know, my heart goes out to the victims. I just feel that we kind of need to, and I also feel like Bill Cosby deserves the cancellation, for lack of a better word, because he's standing in his wrongness, you know? He's
standing in prison, you know?
He's in prison, but even in his prison, he's still standing in his wrongness.
He's still standing in, honest. So, okay, let's talk about accountability culture real quick before we move on to the question, because I just thought about this. We're talking, the ultimate cancellation is prison. You know, R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, they are being accountable. They're being held accountable for their sinful acts. As they should be. Now, do you think, and this is a controversial question, when they get out, if they get out, Bill Cosby not going to get out.
He's not going to get out.
R. Kelly might. He's got a lot of charges, though. He's going to be an old ass man when he get out. But when somebody is canceled and they are set out of prison, like if they done their time, is it fair? Because if somebody has served time, they are a rehabilitated person. Is it fair to give them another chance? Can you listen to R. Kelly after that?
Wait, okay.
What do you think?
Said they are a rehabilitated person.
To society.
If they are a rehabilitated person, maybe we can talk about it. But how often do people go into prison and come out not rehabilitated? They don't fix their problems for the most part in prison, which is a whole other conversation about should people go to prison or should people go to rehab or you know, some sort of program that's actually going to help them.
Go ahead.
There's a difference between being rehabilitated and paying your debt to society.
Yes,
your debt to society is your prison time. You know, you're not rehabilitated if you come out and you're still raping people. You just serve the time for the crime.
Exactly.
You know?
So if R. Kelly, which I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was about to go into that. So if he gets out and he's like, holds a press conference and he says, what I did was wrong. You know, I'm going to make a conscious effort to, you know, never do that again. And also I'm going to join this charity with Stop Sex Trafficking and blah, blah, blah. Like if he truly comes out and he hits the ground running and really tries to make amends. Now I say it's up to the individual person.
Yes.
To uncancel him. But I feel like once you do something of that magnitude, it's a wrap. Like you're done.
Yeah, no, I get that. You know, child molestation is it's a touchy one. That's a big one. But like, you know, when it comes to like other things, like maybe assault or drug charges and stuff like that, I feel like that's an easier one to like forgive.
Yeah, I can forgive somebody for drug charges quicker than I can forgive somebody for murder.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, there's different layers to it, but I do feel like that is it's worth the conversation if somebody is rehabilitated and, like you said, proved it. You know, by their actions.
Start by getting the girls that are in his house still out of there.
You gotta start.
I think so.
Oh well, I think they're slowly getting out. There's no way they're gonna stay. He's in there for over 20 years.
I know, but like they still just hanging out, like getting off his money that he does.
That is true.
So he's gonna have to start by fixing the problem that still is.
For sure.
So until that happens, that's
but he's not even trying. So I feel like people like that you deserve to be canceled. Like it is what it is, you know, or eat your cancellation, you know, until you've proven you not only paid your debts, and also the debt sometimes that is paid isn't greater than the atrocity you know.
No.
Yeah. Like they're molesters, so 6 months in jail. Like what?
Yeah.
Or probation if you're Brock Turner. So like, you know, whereas like the other people that they did hurt are going to literally have to live with that for the rest of their lives and have to walk around looking over their shoulder every single place that they go.
I think the best point he
not
made,
only are you hurting the people that he did physically and mentally and emotionally hurt, but you're also affecting so many other people out there. Like you're just cementing in this idea into women's minds of I can't trust people. I can't trust men. Effects. I can't trust, like, you know, like my biggest fear is having to go through something like that. Like you're cementing in those things that like women have had to grow up with, and just like, you know, you're like, I can't even walk from the parking lot, like through the parking lot from Walmart back to my car without someone possibly throwing me in their trunk and me never getting seen again. That you're making it worse for not only the people you personally harmed, but other people that are having to watch from the sidelines too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like you're just fucking up a lot of people by doing stuff like that. So
opening up old rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think both of you guys.
I would say I know women that won't even get gas at night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, understandable. Yeah. Understandable. I think you both made a good point, though. Regardless of whatever they do to redeem themselves in society, at the end of the day, it's all about the victims, whatever they think, you know, in their personal lives.
Like no matter what they do, like it's not going to amount to the stresses and the struggle and the fear that they put in and on to other people. Like it's just it's not ever going to redeem them for the stuff that they did, especially when it's like you said at that magnitude, specifically for like R. Kelly. Like he's messed up a lot of people. Like it's not like one, and then he was like, "Oh man, I fucked up. Like I don't need to do that."
Yeah.
Like no, he just kept doing it, knowing he was wrong.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. All right. Well, down to the next subject. We were talking about how we, you know, we're against cancel culture, but we can understand it when it comes to somebody that at a certain magnitude, like you do gotta. You got to pay the piper sometimes. But we are going to play cancel culture right now. There's some comic book characters that we are just tired of seeing. I'm tired of seeing Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man. Love these characters. Love them. Don't get it twisted. I love Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man, especially Batman. He's probably one of my favorite heroes of all time. But at the same time, do we really need a 36th Batman movie? Do we need a 150th Spider-Man movie? Do we need a 217th version of Superman?
Yeah.
We need more original content. So I want to ask you guys, what superhero needs to die forever? No more comics, no more television shows, no more movies, no more merchandise. What needs to be let go? Which comic book hero needs to go? Reggie, you go first.
Spider-Man.
Peter Parker, get the fuck out of here. Is what?
Yeah, he gotta go like now. I've been on Spider-Man probably since I was 5, bro. And when I tell you, I don't want to see Uncle Ben die no more. I am done. I'm done. Like
you like Tom Holland?
No, I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I don't like Tom Holland's Peter Parker.
Okay, I got you.
I
like them both. I think Tom is, you know, we can disagree about this, but I think Tom is the best of both worlds. I think Toby was a good Peter Parker, and I think Andrew was a good Spider-Man. I mean, they all have great qualities, but like you said, how many Spider-Man shows have there been? Holy shit, way more than movies.
Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man in the 80s. It's too much. We're good. Like, thank you. Thank you. We don't need it anymore.
And like you, I love Spider-Man too, but like enough is enough, dog. Like, you know, my great-great-grandkids don't need to hear this Spider-Man story. Like, come on, there's so many other characters we could focus on. But Spider-Man, since when did he come out? Like the 60s, I think.
It's been a while before I was born.
Facts. Before we hit the
we've been doing stuff with Spider-Man before I was born. There was a Spider-Man TV show that I just recently discovered that was out like the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, all right, we get it. Thank you, Spider-Man. All right.
Enough. Responsibility. Put it on a poster and let's move on. I get
exactly.
Yeah. Tony, who are you tired of seeing?
Superman. He's just
he's a bland ass character.
Yeah.
Boring to me. He's really boring.
I'm like, all right.
He can literally do everything. He's got every power. Like every year they upgrade his powers.
His personality is just bland. Like there's just nothing really exciting about him.
Linear. He's flat. Like, he's a flat character. Yeah. He reminds me of like there's a couple of characters that are just like not OP, but they're so generic that there's nothing to like. He's a John Cena for me. You know. He's bland for me.
I think it's just like, I don't know. It's weird to me that like the most bland character is like the most famous comic book character to like ever
Well, it's all about
exist.
the longevity, honestly. These three that we're about to talk about, because I'm choosing Batman, by the way. We'll get, but we're still on Superman. I think honestly, it's just the longevity that keeps their popularity. Like, oh, Grandma likes Spider-Man, so we're gonna keep Spider-Man.
Like, and I feel like with like Superman too, like he's just like. He's like the, even though he's like obviously not from Earth, but he's kind of that ideal middle America, perfect white boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like character that it's just like it's still just stuck. Like
he's like
we can't.
He's like if Homelander didn't have that dark side, it's like
he's literally like.
Bro, Homelander is a reflection of what America is, and Superman is what we think America is. What our textbooks
is. When they get here, it's like, oh, actually, it was Homelander the whole time. Just kidding, guys.
Facts. But no, I definitely agree with both. I think I especially agree with Superman. Like I was over Superman when I was younger. Like seriously, like this.
I never liked Superman.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of
movies is boring to me.
Movies are boring. Like even the cartoons, I'm just like, he's not the coolest person in the room. I've always enjoyed like I've enjoyed Batman a little bit more, but I'm gonna go with Batman though. This is why, because Batman has had probably the most reboots and the most actors and most television shows. I think Spider-Man might have more television shows, but movie-wise, Batman's definitely the head honcho.
He's got like 1 million.
He's too much out there.
At the end of the day, I would still rather watch a Batman movie over Superman.
I would too.
So like I would rather keep seeing reboots. Batman, even though I don't want to.
The thing about Batman and Spider-Man that I would probably go over Superman, because they got interesting villains and they got interesting like side characters that don't get touched on a lot.
Overall, it's just more interesting.
Their universe is big in that universe. But I'm still gonna go with Batman just because like how many do we need? Like get it right the first time and keep it moving. I'm tired of it.
Get it right or don't do it at all.
Don't do it at all, man. Seriously.
I get where you're coming from with Batman. It's a little much. Yeah, we got Batman the animated series, we got Beyond Batman, and we got Arkham, we got the games, but also y'all made a good point too. Like we're introduced to this stuff like as a kid. Spider-Man, you didn't even ask for a Spider-Man party at 3, but you got a Spider-Man party. So like I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for a Batman party. I didn't ask for a Superman party. You're told you like Batman. You're told you like Superman. You're told you like Spider-Man.
That's really what sucks though. Like honestly, you go to, I mean, it's gotten better. They add Avengers now because they're more commercial. But like as you're a kid growing up, your choices were Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man, like at the party store or in the toy store. And that, I mean, I'm glad things are kind of changing
up. They still kind of are.
They really are.
Like
same thing.
Isaiah, his birthday was just like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "Oh, I want Sonic," and I was like, "Okay, cool," thinking like it would be really easy to find because Sonic just came out.
Yeah.
Could not find it. It was not there. It was not an option. And I was like, well,
I bet I know what was there.
Is not there.
I know what was there.
He was fine, but I was just like, sorry.
But no, they kind of brainwash you to love these guys. I think you hit a point that I didn't even think of. They kind of brainwash you you have to like these guys because these are your only choices. And you're like, okay, which one do you want? These 3. Oh, I think I can relate more to Spider-Man. I guess I'm a Spider-Man fan now.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I guess I like Spider-Man. Like
he looks cool. I guess we'll go with him.
We'll go with him, yeah. And then at 3 years old, you're a Spider-Man fan until you develop a little bit more. Yeah. Like,
you come home one day as like a 4 or 5-year-old, and you have like Batman bed sheets, and you're like, okay, I guess I like Batman.
Dude, I have a Batman sleeping bag I had to give Isaiah. My mom gave it to me. I mean, I didn't have
your choice. You're a Batman fan, kid. Here you go.
Thank God for Black Panther now. We definitely, that's more.
He has how many Avenger blankets? I think he's got 3.
Everybody gives him Avengers blankets.
I think he has 3, and they're like the exact same blanket.
Yeah, everybody's giving my son Avengers blankets. Like, he didn't ask for those either.
Charlotte, I'm going to bring y'all a Avengers blanket.
Last thing we need, he'll pee on those too. He's peed on all of them, so. All right, so I think those are the big 3 I think we all believe can die. You know, I love Wolverine. I'm not going to say I think he should die, even though he has in the movie, but we've only had one Wolverine, so props to that.
True.
Props to that. But he was pretty commercial for a while too.
Yeah.
I like that we all picked a different one.
We did. I was originally going to say Superman, but then I started thinking like there has been more Batman. I was like, okay, maybe we should chill with that.
It was natural for me. I'm sick of Spider-Man. I love him to death. I love the character, but I'm tired of it. We're good. Pass.
We're good. I think we can all agree. If they got rid of one of these, we said I'm cool with it. Like, yes, put somebody else in the front. Put somebody else in the front.
Get him out of here.
And with that being said, who should be in the front? Who should take the spotlight from these 3 people? All right. So we're gonna talk about an indie comics that we like. So these are actually graphic ones. So they're not gonna be for kids. But I think Reggie, you have a couple answers that I think are pretty respectable. Who do you think should take these spotlights from these guys?
My number 1 is probably, and I kind of want to like change it a little bit. Originally I was gonna go with Zatanna, but I want to move that and say Constantine. Now we have gotten a Constantine movie, but it hasn't been anything that's been to the magnitude of, you know, that Justice League or anything like that has been centered around a universe. I say Constantine because Constantine has a lot of ties to like magic, where you can bring in Raven, you can bring in Zatanna, you can bring in Dr. Fate. There's a whole movie on Justice League Dark and, you know, magic characters. So for me, I feel like, you know, we get to see, you know, the Speedster, the strong Wonder Woman. We get to see the non-powered person in a suit with powers and things like that, but we never get to see magic to the forefront aside from like Doctor Strange. So I feel like we've never seen a superhero that kind of deals with just solely magic get, you know, pushed to the front. So for me, I feel like Zatanna and Constantine and Dr. Fate, those 3 are who needs their own movie.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that. I mean, I've never really been a huge fan of magic, but I've been a little bit more open-minded to it. I've never been a fan of sorcery, but now maybe even WandaVision has sparked something in me. Like, this is interesting. I like Strange too. So a Constantine cake. Mommy, can I get a Constantine cake? I want to talk about I want to raise hell.
Like, no, we have no Constantine cake. Here's Spider-Man.
Constantine. That would be Isaiah is actually into dark.
He's like
shit.
actually getting really into like horror stuff.
My son loves horror stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, he loves Chucky. He loves Pennywise. He loves Freddy. He's been talking about that stuff. Like,
oh, that's dope.
And I'm not even like fighting it. I'm just like, you know, it's
let him learn
it would be backwards
to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Considering my family, especially.
No, yeah, her brother's definitely into.
Tell him he's not allowed to like horror. He got to watch Spider-Man. That's it. That we didn't get
I'm glad he's moving into that. I actually, when it comes to commercial wise, I wouldn't mind seeing more cyborg. I know there's been multiple cyborgs. More, I like what they did with the Justice League movie was trash, but I did like where they were going with cyborg.
I like the beginning of the story.
Yeah, I think there was a good story to tell there. It just didn't get fleshed out really well. And I know there's multiple cartoon versions of them. I know that there's that live action one that's what's that show? What that fake ass X-Men show? Or what is that show? You know what I'm talking about? It's like the DC version of X-Men. God, what is it called?
I know what you're talking. Is it on Hulu? I can't remember.
It's I think it's God dang it, it's gonna bother me. But anyways, but I know there's multiple cyborgs. But I think he's definitely not. He's never really been in the forefront. I feel like he could be a dope forefront one. But I also do want to talk about something I want to see make as a television show or live action movie. This is called The Liberator. This is an indie comic that's all about these people that go find people that abuse animals. So they're like vigilantes that whoop people's asses that that abuse animals, and I think that would be a very good story to tell.
I want to read that now.
Oh, it's dope. I think there's 3 versions of it. This is just the first issue. I've not read it all. Oh, Snow, we got people in the okay, so Static Shock wasn't that Salt. Static Shock, I like the cartoon, but I think we are getting a live action movie. And okay, so The Widow. Hey, shout out to the beautiful couple. Just here to say hi. Watch the replays on tight. Dropped it like. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming through. We will rewatch. Thank you, Widow. Appreciate you. And we are a beautiful couple. Thank you. And this guy's beautiful too. Shout out to
sometimes.
But anyway, this is called The Liberator, and it's all about these vigilantes that are trying to, find people that abuse animals and whoop their ass. I think this would be a great like Netflix series or like a Hulu series. Yeah, those are my picks. I would love a Cyborg cake would be dope. Give him some more action figures, and The Liberator I think would be a dope movie / television. What about you, Toddy?
All right, so I didn't pick a commercial one. I didn't know we were doing that. But so the one that I have is also an indie comic that I just started reading called Kill or Be Killed. This is a very graphic, very adult one. But so it's basically where this guy, he's going through a lot and he gets like really depressed and everything. And he decides that he's going to complete suicide. And so he goes through it, and then it doesn't end up going through. And then he just ends up kind of not really getting any better. And he's like, okay, I'm just done. So he goes to try again.
Hello, Alex.
And so he decides that he's going to jump, and he ends up getting caught up when he does, and it breaks the fall. And so he again ends up not dying.
Damn.
So then
He's terrible at this.
He's really bad. Yeah. Apparently he doesn't really want it to work. So this later after that happens, basically a demon shows up and says, okay, so you're like messing around with life here basically, and because of the fact that you were really determined to get rid of your life and now I don't have your soul, you have to basically repay me. We're gonna call it rent. You have to go kill bad people and give me souls, essentially. So this really dude is like, I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to kill anybody. Like, you're crazy. He's like, I'm absolutely not going to do it. He's like, I'm hallucinating. This isn't real. And so, but he, of course, ends up doing it because he realizes, oh, this actually is a demon that actually did tell me I need to do this, and I'm going to die if I don't. So it's all about like that process of like,
oh wow,
deserve it. Though.
It's people that do deserve it.
Okay.
It's not just anybody. Yeah. It's like people that have like genuinely done bad things,
terrible things. Okay, I get that.
But yeah, it's really, really dope. It's really good writing. Like as soon as I started reading it in the shop, I was like,
I need this.
I have to finish reading this. Like it was really good. So
yeah. And I love comics, man. You know, that's why we all love The Boys. I love the Umbrella Academy. I love to see stuff.
I like dark stuff.
I like dark stuff too. I mean, I love comedies too. That's why I love The Boys as well. But I like things that are different. People that are not people are not talking about. Well, dang, what was I about to say?
Oh, you had a good point about Cyborg too. He definitely has a really interesting origin story. They did a whole couple of episodes on him on Young Justice, and it really made me appreciate the character. So that makes me think your pick is definitely dope as hell, because Cyborg definitely needs to be brought to the forefront.
Man, I think if they fleshed him out, kind of like what they did with Black Panther, they fleshed him out perfectly, and he's obviously now more commercial than he ever has been. Even before the death, he was crazy commercial. I feel like if they gave Cyborg a little bit more of a chance, like regardless of the race thing, I think people could relate to him a lot more. Those are my picks right there. And yeah, death to Superman, death to Batman, death to Spider-Man. Let's move on with life. Seriously. All right, are you ready for my favorite part of the show, the game? One's gotta go. You ready for this, Reggie? Even though he's not on the show, he gives us some of the great comments. Like, he's involved in this game. I really appreciate you coming through when you do that. So, Toddy, we're gonna start with you. One's gotta go.
Where'd my phone go?
I have no idea what she's going to say. This is going to be new to everybody.
Beware. All right.
I agree. I think Static Shock is getting his own movie though, but I do agree it needs more.
There already is a Static Shock short film on Momentum Media, so if you're
There
tuned
is.
in, go ahead and check that out.
Check it out. I love Batman Beyond, but no. I'm done with Batman. But no, I do love Batman Beyond though. Well, go ahead, Toddy.
All right. I don't think we've asked anything like this one, but maybe we have. If we have, oh well, sorry. Beer, wine, or liquor?
Beer, wine, or liquor? Good one. I think liquor can get the hell out of here. Honestly, it just causes too much stress in my life. And as I get older, I casually like the other two.
Okay.
If you would have asked younger me though, I would have probably said beer.
I feel like I'm learning to appreciate wine because I feel like I'm better than people when I drink it. So
You pay money for that.
So I get to look down on people when I drink wine.
Damn,
So I don't know if I want to give that up. Now beer just makes me feel like I'm a man and I got a beer in my hand. So it's like,
King Hill drinks beer all the time. I'm just kidding. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, but I just feel like, hey, I'm a man and I got a beer and I'm around my house. So it's like I don't want to give that feeling up either. And the liquor's like, yeah, I'm an adult. I'm gonna take these shots and I'm gonna throw up everywhere. So it's like I don't know. I love the trashy feeling that liquor gives me, but I love the manliness that the beer gives me, and I love the classiness that wine gives me. So I don't know what to choose.
Well, that classiness ain't going nowhere for me. That's why I had to go with liquor. Like I understand exactly what you mean about the manliness and the classiness. Yeah. That's why I had to be liquor. Liquor is a fun time.
The only way that like liquor can be classy is if it's like top shelf and you're not going to feel like shit the next day, which is breaking your pocket. Exactly. Exactly the problem.
But I guess if you get rid of liquor, you're getting rid of like some amazing mixed drinks. And not to sound less mini, but mixed drinks are really good.
So, we went to
why we decided this, King of the Hill. I have one for you. Since you don't drink, juice, water, or soda. Anyways,
that's the Christian version.
But yeah, Reggie, what did you pick?
So we went to a speakeasy.
Like a winery.
A couple months ago, and we had old fashions. Had you ever had one before? An old fashioned? So we had those, and they were delicious. It was relatively expensive for drinks, but it was a great time. And I was like, wow, this is great. Like, because it was like really nice liquor. Like it definitely wasn't cheap. And I had never had liquor that wasn't cheap. So I was like, this is really, really nice. I could do this, but obviously our wallets can't. So, but then I was like, damn, old fashions are really, really good. Like,
Soda. What is your?
Which one is mine?
I might have to change it to beer now because after I thought about like I love my mixed drinks though. So soda since I don't drink soda. Okay, all right.
I feel like see, but I like the trashy feeling beer gives me too. Like I like being drunk with beer, and I'm like, I ain't shit. I ain't never gonna do shit.
Why do you like that?
I don't know why.
I love this answer too. Why do you like to do this to yourself? I don't know why. It's a weird pleasure. I like downing myself.
This is what I love. This is what I do when I get drunk. It's like I get in the mirror and I'm like, you ain't never gonna be nothing. This is what I do when I get.
And he's having a good time. He's bawling, he's crying, he's calling his mother.
Yep. But with wine, I'm like, I don't need you. I said true for caviar. Like I don't know what it is. Like with wine, I'm just a whole different person with wine. Like I'm gonna have an 800 credit score with wine. That's how I feel like when I drink wine. But I just feel like trash.
He's a brand new person, depending on the drink he chooses.
And you know what? I'm gonna choose for you. You're getting rid of liquor because I want to see those two versions of Reggie in the future. I want to especially see.
If you tune in Saturday for our WandaVision live, we're actually, and you guys should pop in for a little while too. We're having a blurred party to celebrate the end of WandaVision, and it's just a bunch of blurs coming in and out of the live, talking, taking shots. drinking, eating food, having a good time, talking WandaVision. So if you guys are free, join in. You might see me on Liquor.
Yes, yes, I'm definitely just for that. Fuck WandaVision. I want to see that. I want to see Reggie Vision for real, for real.
Wow, Reggie's an alcoholic.
I know the way he got detailed. We're like, oh, this way he does this to me. Like, wow, this guy.
But to answer your question, I probably would get rid of the liquor. Yeah.
Probably Liquor. Okay, yeah, I want to see. Reggie on beer though. I want to see him just downing himself, just self-torture.
It's not good.
Which one did you go with?
So I think I'm gonna have to, even as much as like I liked like what I was talking about, I've only had that one time, and I probably won't have that very often. So I'm gonna have to go with Liquor because if it's not like really, really nice, like I always get sick.
Okay.
I almost always will get sick. Like it just doesn't set well at all. So
okay.
I'm gonna try to not be sick.
Try not to be sick. All right. All right, Reggie the alcoholic. What's your question?
Okay. All right. So I know maybe this may be easy for some, but it may be difficult for other people. Okay. So we have Family Guy, South Park, The Simpsons, American Dad, and Boondocks.
Well, you got
which one got to go?
So you said American Dad, Family Guy, The Simpsons,
and Boondocks.
South Park and Boondocks ain't going anywhere for me. Did you say you didn't say Futurama? Did you?
No.
Okay, because I like that.
A little razzle dazzle. Let's throw that in there too.
Well, that one's not going anywhere. I love Futurama more than a lot of those other ones you just said. Can
you say them one more time? I'm sorry. There's a lot of options.
Yeah, Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, South Park, and for a little razzle dazzle, Futurama.
It's probably gonna be between Simpsons and Family Guy, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And it might be Family Guy just because Simpsons is a classic. And as much as it's not funny and like what is the point of still having it on today? You wouldn't have a lot of these adult comedies if it weren't for The Simpsons. Family Guy it's just jokes. It's really like this is joke after joke after joke. Like it doesn't really hold up. Anymore. I think even the creators are getting bored. Yeah. Like, hey, remember that time when we went to the fair and you got stabbed in the eye by a pirate? Like, what the fuck?
Cut away, and it's like, what?
What are you talking about? So, what is yours?
I'm probably gonna say American Dad because I haven't watched it.
What?
Oh, okay. All right.
Roger's hilarious.
I mean, it's nothing against the show. I haven't really watched it.
It's as funny that Family Guy will ever be.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's from the same people too, but I think it's a little bit more original.
I agree with everything that you said about Family Guy. Like, I mean, that one.
But you just haven't seen. Yeah. So Simpsons for Alex and King of the Hill. Simpsons for me, Momentum Media. American Dad is great. I love American Dad. I
have no hate against it.
But yeah.
You know what I know about American Dad? American Dad is like how you said how you described the cutscene. American Dad is one big cutscene. Like they'll do something random, but the whole show will be them just doing the most random shit.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I love the dynamic between like Stewie and Brian when it comes to Family Guy, but I love like how original Roger is. Roger just be putting on some outfit and just blending into society. It's so weird, but it works. How they do it.
Oh wait, is he the alien guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
think I maybe have watched like an episode or something because I remember you having to explain to me what the hell was going on with him. So
okay.
All those picks though, and people in the comments might hate this. I'm not a big Rick and Morty fan. I don't find it that funny. Everything you just mentioned, I would probably go before Rick and Morty. But I do know that Boondocks wasn't going anywhere. That's my favorite show ever. Simpsons. I mean, South Park's close second.
Mm-hmm.
Futurama too. Yeah. All right, you guys ready for this next one?
Mm-hmm.
So these are movies premiering.
Did you pick one?
Oh, did you pick one? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Damn it!
I'm just trying to get out of this. Go ahead.
Okay. I would have to go with The Simpsons only because, and I'm weird because I've only ever laughed at the show one time, and it's when one time, and it's weird because I said about Fresh Prince too. Like I can recall the only thing I laughed at with The Simpsons when Homer had that pet lobster. He was walking on the beach, and the crab came up and was like, And then Homer was like, "You don't gotta take that from no punk ass crab." Like, that's the only stuff.
I've never seen that episode.
It's hilarious. Like, he had this pet lobster, and he was walking on the beach, and then like the crab came out the water and was like, like what's up? And then like Homer's lobster was like, ah, and he was like, "Hey, you don't gotta take that from no punk ass crab." And like that was
Homer saying that. That's funny,
bro. I had him on the floor, and he ended up eating the lobster because he gave it a bath and didn't realize he cooked it. And he ended up eating the lobster.
That's hilarious.
He was fine and eating it, but it was hilarious. But that's the only time I ever laughed. So
I ain't gonna lie.
I gave it a bath and accidentally cooked it.
Too hot. No, I ain't gonna lie. And King of the Hill said Rick and Morty is clever, not good. I'd probably need to watch more.
That's fair. That's fair. Because I only ever laugh at the random, like if you see the clips on Facebook, that's the only time I can watch Rick and Morty because I don't want to sit and watch an episode. Just give me a random clip and I'm good, but I can't watch an episode.
I can see that. And to comment on Simpsons though, I watched when we just got HBO Max for the first time. I watched the Simpsons movie with my son. We both liked it. It was interesting. So here's my question. These are the March movie releases. One's got one you're not gonna check out. Fuck him. All right. Falcon and Winter Soldier, Justice League Snyder Cut, Coming to America 2, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Which one can get out of here?
Coming to America 2. I know.
What? I did not expect that from you. Coming to America 2?
Oh, I thought we were all going to agree on the same one.
Okay.
I was like, why did you even put that one in there? That was out.
Those are your faces when I said that. Y'all were like, yeah, y'all belong together because both of y'all faces were like,
yeah, no.
Because we both thought you were going to say Snyder Cut.
I'm saying who wants to see a remake?
Going to say Snyder Cut. I'm so tired of even hearing the words Snyder Cut.
Even though it's like a 9-hour movie, and of course, but I'm just not a fan of like, why are we remaking a shitty movie? You've lost. Move on. That's what I feel. You lost, sir. Good day, sir.
But
you lose. It wasn't his fault. I get that.
I'm just tired of hearing.
But I don't want to make this a reoccurring thing. Like, oh, if my movie sucked, wait till you see the director's cut. No, motherfucker.
His is a special circumstance. It's not every day where like the director that was supposed to do it doesn't get to do it, and then has the opportunity to come back. So
I get it.
That doesn't happen all the time.
I get it. Just don't make it a habit. But we're not done with you, Reggie. What is your beef with Coming to America 2?
Okay, I enjoyed the first one, but Raya and the Last Dragon to me, y'all know how I'm about fantasy, sci-fi, anything that's otherworldly. I can't give that up. What was the other ones you said?
Nate
just broke my heart.
I know, man. Nate visually looks great.
It's like my most look forward to movie in the last like year.
But yeah, I really want to see Raya.
Me too.
It looks really good. Go ahead. Say what?
What was the other ones you did? The other movies?
The Winter Soldier, Justice League, Snyder Cut, Coming to America 2, and Raya and the Last Dragon. You said Coming to America 2.
Yeah, I'm good off of it, like, because I'm not really into comedy. I mean, I like it, but I feel like I'm funnier than 90% of the people that I watch.
Oh, so Reggie's funnier than Eddie Murphy.
You know, challenge Eddie.
Eddie Murphy, Mr. Delirious.
I'm not funny than Eddie Murphy. I'm just saying no, but like, I don't. I'm not I'm not dealing with that. I'll pass on Coming to America. I like fantasy, sci-fi, so yeah, I'd rather watch Justice League and all of the other stuff. So y'all can have that.
So moment to me to say Raya in the Last Dragon looks good, but I'm not paying $30 for it. Neither am I, but I'm still gonna see it.
We don't do all that.
Nate said because of Awkwafina's voice. Now I've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with Toddy too. I'm not a big Awkwafina fan. I think she's very overrated. But she's not the main character. I think that that chick from The Last Jedi is the main character. What is her name? What is the Asian chick from The Last Jedi? Forgot her name. Rose, yeah, the one. I don't know her actual name. I forgot it, but I think she's the main character. But Awkwafina is in the movie.
What is she?
Rose or Awkwafina?
Yeah.
I think she's a side. I think she might be a side character. I don't know, but
I mean, she's not the main character.
She's the dragon. She's the dragon. Thank you, Nate. No, I could. Okay, so basically, is a main character then. So I can understand what Nate's coming from because I'm not a big fan of Awkwafina either. She's very annoying to me.
But I don't know. Maybe I won't pay attention as much if she looks like a dragon and not like Aquafina.
But I'm a big fan of that type of animation, especially, you know, like what they're doing with it.
It looks really pretty, and I'm excited to have a new character.
Oh, for sure.
Female character that's not white.
It's getting good reviews. Yeah, absolutely. But Reggie's over here drinking his beer like I'm funnier than I'm funnier than
Eddie Murphy.
Kelly Marie Tran, that is her name. Thank you. And Kelly Marie Tran was unfairly bullied. You know, it wasn't her fault. I wasn't a big fan of her character in The Last Jedi, but that has nothing to do with the actress. You know, that's nothing to do with her. It's just how she was written. So I'm happy to see she's getting redemption. Like, you know, give her some more work. I like that. But I can't agree with Nate that I'm not a big Awkwafina fan, but I do love Disney, and I do love the fact that, you know, we're going to get to see more Asian stories. So,
yeah,
you know, and might be the next Moana.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm a big fan of Zootopia. I think that's a very underrated Disney movie right there. But Moana's good too. All right. So you picked, we're both in agreement about the Snyder Cut.
I'm surprised we weren't all.
Yeah,
but
no, but Reggie's been drinking. He thinks he's funnier than everybody. He's like, but no, I can see why Coming to America might be a failure, because a lot of these movies that take 20, 30 years to do sequels, they're just, you know, they're just there for a check.
Such a classic at this point that I think a lot of people are like, what if they fuck it up?
I'm not expecting it to be better than the first.
Yeah,
I just don't want it to be bad.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be better.
I'm not expecting,
but I don't want it to be bad.
My expectations are in the middle. And I don't think they're going to be this big, but I don't think it's going to be a flop either. I think it's going to be okay.
What's weird to me is that the mom of the son is the lady from SNL.
Yeah.
Most random person, in my opinion. For like, the characters just don't match to me. Yeah. It's so weird to me. What's her name?
I'm looking it up right now. I forgot myself. It's
I can see her face. She's the one from the T-Mobile skit.
Yeah, so it's Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
She's pretty funny though. I'll give Leslie. She's pretty funny, but not, it was pretty. I
was
random.
Like that. She was the one that.
What's in this cup?
I can't wait to see this flashback scene where Eddie Murphy's character is having sex with her.
Literally, that's why I'm just like.
It's gonna be so weird. All right, whose turn is it? I think it's your turn.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay. So, one's gotta go. Mosquitoes, gnats, roaches, or spiders?
Mosquitoes, gnats.
I feel like this one should be pretty easy.
Mosquitoes for me.
Gnats, because I always look stupid. They make me look like a fool every time. And I'd rather not look stupid.
Have that ever flown into your mouth, bro? Sucks.
Yes. It really does suck. But I feel like I'm always walking and I'm trying to be cool. And then like I run into like a thing of gnats and I'm like, it's just like, rather not do it. Yeah.
Bro, it's mosquitoes for me, because like as annoying as these other creatures are, they don't fucking come up to you and be like, yo, let me get some of your blood, bro. I'm gonna just suck some of your blood out of you. Like,
you. For the last couple of days, it's getting on my nerves.
These things be me too and you and shit. God dang. What is your choice? I'm pretty sure you're going to. They just be like.
I'm gonna surprise you with my answer.
So I think she's gonna say spider, but I guess I'm gonna be surprised. What is it?
I'm gonna say roaches.
Roaches.
Really?
Because they're gross. They just
are gross.
I enjoy Chinese food if the last buffet didn't have roaches.
Like,
roaches are nasty.
They're just
nasty.
Gross.
But they're probably the least deadly out of everything you just said.
But if you see one roach, multiply that by 100. That's how much you have.
No, and they don't fucking die.
No, that is true. They need to start making like
kill everything else and know it's not going to come back to life. Roach, I don't know.
They need to start they don't need to make Iron Man suits. They just need to make military suit made of like roaches. DNA. We will survive any.
Y'all just brought me back. There was an episode of Powerpuff Girl where the main villain was made of roaches.
I remember that episode.
I remember that now.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Nightmare.
Ew.
So I didn't know you hated roaches that much. I mean, nobody likes roaches.
I don't like bugs at all.
Obviously, nobody likes roaches. Nobody's like, oh, come here, cutie. No,
I don't like any bugs.
Roaches, like you don't love roaches. Like, what is wrong with you?
One of my biggest fears for a long time was spiders. So
That's
why he was like, okay. But I've gotten to a point where like I don't really have a choice anymore because I don't always have someone at home to kill a spider for me. So like if I'm just gonna like let the spider live, then like that's a problem. So I guess I'm gonna have to like toughen up and kill it. So I've just had to get over it.
Yo, I gotta show y'all something.
Can we not do that?
No.
That doesn't mean I want to look at them.
I wanna show Reggie this. So there's this spider that lives in Australia that eats snakes. And I'm going to show you guys. Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
This is insane. I'm going to show you real quick. Let me save this picture and I'm going to pull it up. But like, no, my biggest fear is snakes, and Toddy's for a while was a freaking spider. And when I was like, spiders, you know, they small, you know, they're deadly, but you know, what can they do? When I saw a spider eating a snake,
they can kill you.
They can kill you. I'll tell you that.
What do you mean? What can they do?
Hold on. But when I saw,
afraid of them.
hold on. Let me get this up. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. But when I saw this picture of this spider eating a damn snake, I was like, oh hell nah. And
Australia.
Here we go. Australia's a different world, bro. The spiders, yeah, the spiders just going to town on the snake. Like really?
What? I'm okay. When I die, I'm just ask God, like, why?
Why the snakes and spiders?
For what?
Why you do that in Australia? Australia's like a whole other world, man.
I saw somebody said something like Australia is just Texas for the British for England. Australia is just a Texas version of England, really. It's
funny.
But yeah, no, spiders suck too. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right, Reggie, you're up.
All right, Shrek, Madagascar, or Minions?
Oh, Minions for me. I've never liked the Minions. Shrek and Madagascar are classics for me.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Minions.
What about you, bro?
I loved Madagascar.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't like Minions until they started being in commercials and stuff like that, and then it kind of made me want to go back and watch it, and I like it a lot more. I am funny. Eddie Murphy stole my bits back in the 90s.
Well, you could be Eddie Murphy's son with that gap, bro.
Yeah, exactly. See, he gave birth to me and stole my routine.
Oh shit! Alex says Shrek. Alex, you're getting kicked out, man.
Really?
Shrek was not going anywhere for me. What were you gonna?
I can't even tell you
Reggie didn't really respond to that. Reggie, is your pick Shrek as well?
Yeah, it might be Shrek.
Why?
Shrek got on my nerves after a while.
You're being very
Is it
disrespectful.
just because of watching it so much?
No,
or
he's on a mission to shit all over Eddie Murphy. I'm not liking it. Donkey's hilarious.
Like.
I think funnier than Eddie Murphy. But no, I think I watched Shrek so much because I had all of the DVDs and I just kept over and over and over. I even bought Puss in Boots like over and over and over. So for me, I feel like the more I watched it, the less funnier it was, and now I realize I just
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Reggie Foster with a jump rope. That is hilarious. No, I can see what you're saying though, being played. I used to love coleslaw, and then I ate it every day, and I can't stand the look of it. I fucking hate it. So I can understand why that would be your pick when it comes to that. But I've always thought, I mean, the Minions are cute, but they're not funny to me. Like, leave, talk, motherfucker. You've been on Earth for over 200 years or millions of years. Apparently, they were with the dinosaurs. Like, you know English. Quit playing with me, man.
That's racist. They
What?
have their own language. You're discriminating.
against Minions.
Dang, are you calling me racist against yellow people? Okay.
Right, learn the language.
Learn English.
Okay, so
Don't talk Minion, motherfucker.
I will admit that
Go
does
back to
sound
where you
racist.
came from.
Let me explain where I'm coming from. It does sound racist, but I do not like it when people say "speak English." We're in this country. I think that is extremely racist. Let me explain though. Let me explain. I am not on the side with those assholes. I will never be on the side with that because if you're going in this country from a different country and you're trying your hardest, I respect you for being in this country. With that being said, if you've been in this country for a million years, I gotta side with them. A million years, they were around with the dinosaurs. Fuck out of here. Dang. Canceled. I'm canceled. Cancel my damn self on that one.
BuzzFeed's gonna do an article and was like,
I gotta write a public apology now. Wow, bad dog, Ian. God dang. I apologize. Some of my best friends are minions. Okay, so.
My best friend's cousin is a minion.
I used to date a minion.
My child is a minion. My child is half minion. Yeah.
My child's half minion.
God dang. I'm just an asshole.
My stomach.
I'll need my inhaler. Hey.
All right.
God, that was good.
All right, I'll try to make this one less offensive to the short one-eyed creatures.
Back for calling me racist against fake news.
Yeah. Oh, you got me. All right. One's got to go. This is okay. Grilling, baking, or frying. One's got to go.
Frying.
Okay.
All day.
Agreed.
Well, does that deep fry or pan?
Oh, wait. All that frying, the frying is frying, right?
Yeah, frying's frying. Deep fry or, you know.
I like pan. Okay. We pan fry everything. Well, not pan fry. You cook things.
Basically, when you pan frying, it's the same thing, kind of. Just
if you cook in a pan, it's frying.
Say what?
If you cook things in a pan, is it technically frying?
For the sake of this argument, pan frying and deep frying is the same thing. So frying in general, grilling, baking, or frying, one's got to go.
It's still got to be frying. I like cake and cookies and things.
Oh, I didn't think about dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, dessert's dope. I mean,
grilling is healthier for you.
So grilled chicken, you know, you're grilling hot dogs, you're grilling hamburgers.
And there's more flavor.
There's flavor with grill.
You can change up the smoke flavor and stuff.
Honestly,
it's more of a hassle though.
It's obvious the one that's more healthy. The one that's least healthy is the frying. Obvious.
Yeah.
But it's still one of the best tasting ones.
It is, but I feel like frying is more of a mess though. I feel like I use more dishes when I gotta fry stuff.
That's true. Because all the oil and it pops everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
don't ever make bacon naked.
You gotta clean your whole kitchen after you fry something.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly.
I got
when you bake, you can walk around with your glass of wine like you're better than everybody. You could just bake stuff in the oven while it's going. You could sip and look down on people.
Both of y'all are going frying?
And so like with baking, you can do a lot with. It doesn't necessarily taste the best if you're talking about like meat or, whatever. But if you take away bacon, then you take away anything sweet. You take away any sort of casseroles. You take away a lot.
Well,
it's
that's
not
why
just
baking,
like meat.
Baking was going nowhere for me.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going with grill. I'm thinking
you don't want to have your beer in your hand and you're out there grilling like a man.
Well, first of all, I don't have a grill, and we're not allowed to grill in our neighborhood. So,
oh dang,
I'm just living my life as it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but
at the restaurant, I guess I don't get that option anymore. But like at home, I'm basically frying and I'm basically baking. I'm not grilling.
That's true, but this is like never ever.
Yeah.
Like we're here temporarily.
Majority of the time I'm grilling. I'm not grilling. Majority of the time I'm baking or frying.
Okay, so you have to get rid of barbecue.
You can bake barbecue.
No. Yeah, but it's not the same, bro. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
She said, "Does eating out?" And thank you for coming through, Kiana. Good to see you. And yes, eating out. That's every food.
It's like everything that ever existed. Anything that's ever grilled, fried.
A barbecue is probably one of my favorites. But
oh wait, Popeye's chicken sandwich. Hold on, that's fried.
This guy.
It's just the chicken sandwich for you.
It's a good sandwich. We can all agree.
Wait
No,
a
it
minute.
isn't.
It turns people out. People just be
That's
fighting.
not
and
going to
shit.
be why I pick one over the other, though.
Wait a minute. Popeyes. Hold on
Kiana,
now.
I agree.
Um,
Fries are great. I agree.
You can bake fries.
You can bake
But they're
fries, but it's not.
It's not as good. You know it's not as good.
Wait, what is it? Air fryer. Wait, okay. What is
Air
an air
fryer
fryer?
does count. Air fryer does count as frying.
Does it?
For me, for this sake of this
Air fryer.
argument,
But
it
it's
does.
not technically frying.
Well, you do get that grease.
But it's not excess
Bacon is,
grease.
right?
It's grease
Hmm?
coming from
What was that,
whatever
Reggie?
you're cooking.
You said
Isn't it like a form of bacon though, kind of, right? 'Cause it's
It's like
heating
More
the
bacon.
air.
is because it's like convection.
it's like bacon.
Yeah.
And
It's more like baking because you're not using any oil to cook it. The oil that you get is coming from the food that it
yeah,
already
makes
exists.
it healthy. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
you're not cooking it in oil at all. So it's more like baking.
All right. Well,
I
I'm
don't know
going.
why they call it frying.
I'm going with grilled. Fight me. God dang.
Yes, you can bake fries, Kiana.
You can bake
Yes,
fries,
yes, you
but
can.
are they really fries?
But they're not the same though. They're bakes. They're not fries. They're bakes
No,
now.
Let's not act like we can't.
We can.
You just said I can't. I can do anything I want, Kiana.
You could drive with your feet. Doesn't mean you should. You know.
Yeah, it's like you
I
can, you
do.
can bake steak, but it's still not it's not as good as a steak on the grill.
It's not the best. I
He's
mean,
trying to get rid of grilling stuff.
So
he don't care about steak.
I'm just going with what I
You don't care about steak.
He want to pan fry his steak.
We don't eat
Exactly.
steak that much.
Yeah.
We don't eat that much.
We
We're not
Cook our steak
sipping
in
wine
a
like this.
pan.
All right, damn it, Tani. What's your next one? We got our last
Oh.
ones, and then we're going to our final
We
questions.
spent so much time.
I know. Yeah, you attacking me with my pick. Fuck it, it's my pick.
Well, you calling me out on stuff I'm saying. It's only fair.
Oh, he likes baked fries. Yeah, lame.
They're not bad if you do them right.
He also thinks Wonder Woman 84 is better than
Oh, you're
Suicide
right,
Squad.
Yeah,
So
everything that you say goes out the window. Alex. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got that. Oh yes, air frying anything is good.
yeah, for sure.
Actually,
We got our air fryer because we're better
chicken
than you.
wings is delicious.
Air frying chicken wings is
Honestly,
amazing.
If you do it right, sometimes better than if you fry it. Also, it's healthier.
Yeah.
Facts.
And it tastes just as good.
What's your last question?
What is my last question? Okay, so in relationships, okay, what are we getting rid of? Compromise, consistency, laughter, support.
Ooh. Laughter and support ain't going nowhere with me. So what was the first two?
When you say compromise, like if I choose to get rid of compromise, does it mean I get my way all the time, or does she get her way all the time?
I guess y'all gonna be
If I
fighting.
get my way, I can get rid of compromise.
I guess you're gonna be fighting a hell of a lot.
If you get rid of
Since ain't
compromise,
nobody
that's not going to
agreeing,
be a happy relationship.
No one's gonna agree.
What was the other one? Compromise and what? Consistency?
Compromise and consistency.
I'm going to get rid of consistency. Let's switch. Let's be random. Fuck it. Let's be random all the time.
What if it's consistency as in like something that you're doing that she don't like, and then now you're like, okay, I'll stop doing it, and now you just keep doing it because you're not being consistent with making the effort anymore to not get on her nerves.
See, that's a very specific answer. So I get what you're saying.
I mean, but we got real specific with the last question, so
Yes, we did.
like,
That's
okay to get specific.
No, I know. I
because
get
it
what he's
applies to
saying.
A lot of things.
I get what you're saying. Like, if your goal is to, hey, let's be consistent by not cheating on each other. Let's be consistent by not, wearing each other's panties. But whatever. Whatever.
We
the
both have panties. Stop and panties.
Don't judge me. If it's like it's something that you need to be consistent to save the relationship, I get where he's coming from. But for me, I think consistency, like if we're waking up in the morning and doing something different every day, I'm okay with that as long as
You're talking about like spontaneity.
exactly. I'm all for that. But laughter's not going nowhere for sure. You got to support me in anything I do.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be vice versa when it comes to the compromise. That comes with compromise, Reggie. So that's why I'm going with consistency. Actually,
Okay.
What's y'all's pick?
I say the compromise. I can deal with not getting my way.
Oh, that's very selfless of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Reggie, you got a girlfriend?
Not anymore. We're good.
Okay, well that is something you should tell the next girl. Like I'm good.
No,
with...
guys, I like my money. I like my money.
For sure. What's yours, boo?
Find you someone who doesn't ask to take your money. Or ask
That
for
is
things all the
good
time.
advice. Good advice.
Don't judge
They
me.
exist. They exist.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
asking for expensive things.
She really doesn't. She really doesn't. She's the compromise is great. We pay for each other on things, and stuff like that. If
I don't ask you for anything.
you really don't, I just give it to you because I want to, not because she tells me to do it.
Not everybody has it.
Yeah.
There's
no,
a line.
I'm just saying we exist.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
exist. There's a line in that Cardi B song. Rich men don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Fuck you, Cardi B. What about this? What about my personality?
I love that line though, just for just the songs.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, I don't really care what you're saying. It just sounds
Everyone's-
good.
But she's putting this false narrative in these girls' heads. Like,
You have to have someone rich.
yeah.
Why don't y'all just get rich together?
Yeah, why don't these girls get jobs themselves?
Unless they're already rich.
Yeah.
I mean, Cardi's
You know how
already
many times I've heard, "Oh, I'm just $30 short on my phone bill." Well, I hope you find it.
Yeah, you better ask 30 people for $1. Shit.
Find it. Ask mom.
Reggie, what's your last one, man?
All right, my last one is, hold on, where is it? Okay, so McDonald's Sprite or the High C Fruit Punch.
He's talking to
Wait,
people
you said McDonald's Sprite?
Yes, McDonald's Sprite is a whole other level.
I've never gone to McDonald's and ever had their Sprite because I get tea every time because that's what's best.
You talking to folks that don't even really eat McDonald's, tell you.
Oh yeah, we never go to McDonald's unless I'm going.
Let's switch this question and let's Recess, Hey Arnold, Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, that's a good one. Recess, Hey Arnold, and Rocco's Modern Life. I've always thought Rocco was very underrated. It's a very funny show. Hey Arnold's going nowhere. Recess is pretty much Hey Arnold, but it doesn't leave school. Like Hey Arnold's like you're everywhere, but Recess is like we're at school. We're gonna be Hey Arnold at school. It might be Rocco's Modern Life though. I think Recess is another one that's a lot of people just overlook too. Like it's up there with Hey Arnold in my opinion. But nah, Rocco's though, that's funny. If you ever get the chance, go to Netflix and watch like that reunion special that they had.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. But nah, that would probably have to go for me. What about you, Boo?
I'm gonna have to say Rocco's as well because I never watched it.
Rocco's Modern Life is low key dirty. Like it's like what's it? Like Ren and Stimpy. Like they had like low key crazy weird jokes.
There was an episode where he worked at like a sex hotline.
Yep.
He was like on the phone like, "Oh baby,
oh baby, oh baby, oh baby." Yeah,
I didn't get that until I was an adult.
Yeah, no.
Working at a phone sex.
What's yours? What's your pick?
I probably had to go with Rocco's too, just because like you said, Hey Arnold had dealt with like alcoholic parents. It just dealt with so many issues. So I gotta go with Rocco's Modern Life. Recess to me is just hilarious because it's when you look at it as an adult and you just realize how children's minds work. It's just funny that they have this honor system about no snitching and stuff like that. And as an adult, I'm like, nah, they did it. Like that. It's just ridiculous how kids think. It's funny as hell to me. So yeah, Rocco's got to go.
For sure. All right, here's my last question. And this is a deep one. So get your minds ready. In the chat, I want to hear yours too. All right. So this is going to be really sci-fi-ish. So get your mind right for that. All right. You have the ability to tap into the afterlife at will. You can go see the afterlife, or you can bring up ghosts and talk to like your dead grandma or something like that. So or Martin Luther King, whatever you want to do, just tap into the afterlife. You can go to heaven, hell, whatever, just any spiritual realm you want. You can create a universe. Basically, you're God. You can create a universe, create any type of animal you want, custom make it, whatever you want to do. Or have the answer to any question you ask. Like, have it just immediately answered truthfully. You get that answer like, hey, do aliens exist? Something comes up. Yes, there's an alien right here. Hey, did my girlfriend cheat on me in third grade? There's your answer right there. Just any unlimited answer that you want. Those are your picks. Which one's got to go?
Is it one question we get, or is it all the question? Like unlimited
Any question you want. Any question you want.
Well, how many do we get? Like just
unlimited. Unlimited.
Okay.
Any answer any question you want, you get the answer to it immediately. And it's the right answer too. Like it's always going to be the truth. Even shit you don't even want to know. Like What was my mom doing that night when there was a lot of noise going on in the room?
Because I feel like I'm nosy and I want to know stuff.
Yes, and Arnold did take place in the hood. I did recognize that.
Damn. Yeah. What's y'all answer? I gotta think now.
What's yours, Toddy?
Oh, my answer is gonna be.
So that's the afterlife. You can tap into the afterlife, go to heaven, go to hell.
Yeah, that one's not gonna go anywhere. That one's really cool to me.
Yeah, bring up anybody that's died.
I would like to be able to talk to people from the past.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
You could bring up Hitler and punch him in the dick. You know, anything you want to do.
I gotta do all that. He already.
Yeah, he's not worthy of my conversation. I get that.
Not wasting my time with that, but fair. And then what was it?
Creating your own universe, basically like Dr. Manhattan did. You know, he had his own universe, created life, just custom make anything you want to do.
So I could do that with my own writing.
That is true.
Live through that.
Or answers to any question.
Answer to any question. Any question.
Thing.
That's a big point.
I'm gonna have to say get rid of the answers.
So any
answer that I want. Like
who killed John F. Kennedy? You'll never know now.
It's just like I feel like after a while it will probably drive people crazy.
Yes.
Like, to just like know everything.
That is true.
And like you're gonna know so much stuff that like you never really wanted to know.
And for your imagination, some things are better left unknown.
Exactly. It's not as like, and for some people, I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh, I love that because like they're super into conspiracies, but like I'm just not that person. Like if it's not like something like super duper important to me, like I'm not going to spend my time on it. So
So Alex said,
it's just moving along. So
Alex said, you'd rather, so you don't want to, you want to remain things mysteries, right?
Yeah, I would rather do that. And then with the creating a universe, I mean, I guess I don't necessarily want to do that either. That's too much responsibility.
Oh, well, not really. God made one and took off.
I guess, but
that's a good point. I was actually thinking that.
I have a conscience.
He said, I'm going to make the zebra, the giraffe, I'm going to make people.
So does God not have a conscience? But then he makes all of us have a conscience?
I don't know.
Because he's like, you're wrong for doing this.
Alex said, I don't
care about you guys.
Kiana said, limited questions have to go. I feel it'd be abuse. Yeah, I could see that too. Like, as much as I do want, questions answered, I could see how it would drive you crazy. Like, you would be tempted to not want to ask, but at the end of the day, you have that power, you would use it.
Not only that, but then like you would be knowing not only stuff like about your own life, but then I feel like you would just get carried away and start asking stuff about other people's lives, and you just know way too much, and you would just be like, that person just got ruined.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of questions that I would love to know, though. I would love to
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many questions I have about, because you could ask all your questions about the afterlife.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
if
universe.
you just limit yourself about the afterlife, or like aliens, or just like,
that's
stuff
why
like
I'm like,
or me, government conspiracies.
I don't dwell on any of that though. For me,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess like for me, it's like,
what's your answer?
Damn. I say I want to do the universe thing because I feel like that would. Damn, I like all of them.
I know. That's why I picked them. I was like, these are great.
I feel like I'd want to do the dead thing just because your family's not gonna live forever, friends aren't gonna live forever. So I want to keep that line, until at least I go. So I want to keep that.
That's a good one.
I could live without the universe thing because, like Toddy said, it's a lot of responsibility, and I don't got time for all of that. So I feel like I would get rid of that one.
For sure. I'm going to probably go with. I'll probably go with actually tap into the afterlife. To tell you yours, like
Really?
Yeah. Because if there is an afterlife, maybe I'll see you. Maybe I won't. We'll leave it a mystery. But that's one thing I would love to just keep a mystery. Like, will I see my father again? Will I see my grandparents again? Will I see friends that I've had again? We'll know.
So like, I guess like, in the event that like you don't see them again, does that not bother you? Like knowing that you had the opportunity.
Yeah.
do that, and you chose not to.
I mean, I just be where I am at now. But I get what you're saying, though. Like, you had the chance to see your family member or loved one again, and you said no because you wanted to play God. So I can understand that.
I'm just asking. I mean, it's your answer.
Yeah.
I was just. I feel like it was a fair question.
No, it's a fair question. I don't know. I just think when I die, I want to be like removed from this universe. Like, put my ashes into the universe and just let me go. And I feel like, let these people be at peace. Some of them might be at peace, and you're gonna just like, hey, what's up? Hey, dog, I'm having sex with Marilyn Monroe. Leave me alone.
You just be able to come in unannounced. But you don't have to like.
I mean, you can bring them up and you talk to them, but it's just like, if they're in heaven or if they're like in a better place, the last thing they want to do is talk to Ian. So I'm gonna leave them alone. From myself.
Maybe they're off exploring the cosmos and stuff like that, and then you're like, hey, I want to talk to you, and you're like, dude, I was in like 4 galaxies away. Like, what do you want?
So yeah, if there is an afterlife, I'll join them. That's how I feel about it. But I think we all had different answers. We all had different answers on that, right? You said answer the questions got to go, or
I said answers. He said creating universe, and you said,
and I said tapping into the afterlife.
Yeah.
But all of them sound great. That's why I picked it. Some Dr. Manhattan shit right there. All right, our last topic for the day before we head out, and I appreciate everybody that came through. What the hell is going on with T.I. and Tiny? So let's talk about it. T.I. and Tiny have been accused by one specific person, I think it was a friend of the family, for sexual assault. So apparently T.I. and his wife like to swing. They like to bring girls home, maybe boys. I think it's more so girls. But they bring them home from parties, and they give them pills, and they get drunk, and then they have threesomes, maybe even orgies, and that's what they do. They're rock stars, they're celebrities. He's not the only person that does that. It's not just pretend like T.I. and Tiny are the only ones that do that.
Oh yeah, no.
But he is being accused of doing this out of people's will, which is never okay. He's being accused of drugging them and taking advantage of them. They're not even remembering situations that happened. We don't know if this is true. This is all allegations. But I will say it doesn't sound good, because when drugs are involved, especially if you're living this type of lifestyle of sex and orgies and stuff like that, you as a celebrity should probably have an NDA signed, just in case. And everybody needs to be consensual, because if you're not doing that, if you bring drugs involved and things tend to blur and people don't remember things, you're probably going to lose this case every time, because that's just how it is. So I don't know if this was them actually taking people out of their environment and forcing them to do it, or is this just people just trying to get a cash grab? What is everybody's opinion on this? We'll start with you, Reggie.
Like I said, this is all allegations, but
Absolutely.
I also want people to understand that there's different ways of kind of like coercing people to through sex. There's pressure, there's drugs, there's duress. So we don't know, what went on. We don't know if they were drugged and then, put under pressure to do this, or they were drugged and then, taken advantage of. I don't know. I'll say this. What I've often learned is that people kind of project they kind of project this or
this guy's living the dream over here.
But I feel like people kind of project their what they're trying to hide. And T.I. was very, very like adamant on his daughter's virginity and protecting her from men and all of this other stuff. And then the stuff comes out. So it's sort of like the kid in high school who's always going around, picking on the gay kid. Turns out, fast forward 15 years, this person is gay. So to me, I feel like it's one of them things that it possibly, because it's all alleged now, it could be to where T.I. was protecting his daughter from men like himself. So that's kind of what it comes out for me as. I feel like he was doing all of this stuff, put on the show about protecting his daughter's hymen and going to the doctor with her and all of this stuff, and teaching her these things, to protect her from men like him.
Yeah.
When he told me that like this, because I didn't know about it, but when he told me about this, that was the first thing that I said. I was just like, he out here talking about his daughter, worried about her when he needs to be worried about himself and his wife. But
yeah, a lot of the guys are trash like that. They're just overprotective of their daughter, knowing damn well they're probably one of the worst people.
And I think that most men are that way. Like, not saying most men are trash. I don't mean it that way. Sorry,
what you're saying.
You know, I think most men, like, once they have a daughter, that's why they have that kind of double standard when it comes to, like, the daughter and the son and stuff, because they're like, yeah, I know that, like, at one point, like, I was pretty shitty, or like I did something that, like, I shouldn't have done to, like, women, so I don't want that to happen to them. But I feel like for the most part, they've moved past that and have done their job to grow and be a better person and become, like, an actual man that knows how to treat people. And so they're like, okay, I once did that, but, like, I'm not that person anymore. And I feel like it's just messed up for him to be like, you need to do this, that, and the other, like, when he hasn't grown. You know, potentially hasn't grown himself since it's an allegation, but
very weird. Let me highlight what Alex said right here. All jokes aside, I don't know how T.I. and his wife are comfortable bringing strangers to their home and having sex with them. I mean, we can't relate, but I mean, this is the rock star life. This is, you know, they're in a different
lifestyle. They got
and who says they're home? Who says you're not bringing them to a hotel or, you know, on a tour bus or, and you know, we like I said, this is all legend. We don't have details yet, but I do understand where you're coming from. Let's just say they're bringing them to a hotel. You know, you don't know what these people got going on, you know, with them or whatever. You could be setting up to be robbed or anything could happen. So it's just weird that they kind of allegedly go out hunting for, you know, women to have threesomes with. When you're a celebrity, there are plenty of people who would jump to just do it because of who you are.
Exactly. That's no. Obviously, we talked about R. Kelly earlier. Just because you're a celebrity, that doesn't mean that you're not capable of doing something like this. But I just never understood, like, you know, just rape or sexual assault in general. Like, I want you to want me. If you don't want me, like, it's a turn off. Like, I can't relate to drugging somebody to. It's just a weird feeling, but it's a thing. People enjoy that. People
it happens.
Yeah. So it's not unheard of. It's just not for me. And I like you said, T.I. being a celebrity, I would assume women. When I went to high school, girls would talk all this stuff, like what they would do with T.I. if they, you know, saw him, because girls loved him back in the day. What were you about to say though? I think you're about to say something.
It just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, I don't understand any of it. Like, what do you get from that? You know, it's just, I guess for me, what I'm saying is, I think I'm starting to, in my adult life, realize that you don't put anything past anyone, because everyone is capable of anything at any time.
Facts.
And I guess this is why you just don't put too much stock in celebrities, because at the end of the day, they're people and they are capable of the same things that non-celebrities are capable. Not saying, you know, he did it because it's all alleged, you know, but he is capable, like everyone else is capable of doing this.
Sure. And he just, we heard the news that he is no longer in the MCU, which when that announcement came out, I was like, I totally forgot.
I got it too.
I was like, oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, he did have a part in that. Yeah.
But you take T.I. out of Ant-Man, is it really going to affect the story?
The whole movie falls apart without T.I.
I don't even remember he was in it.
Yeah, no, barely anybody. Are orgies part of celebrities' lifestyle, or they are with certain celebrities? I don't know, because I'm not a celebrity.
You can't say everybody.
Well,
because
as a celebrity,
as
a celebrity with my 200 subscribers, I can confirm that it is not all celebrities. It is just part of our lifestyle. You know, they just some do it, some don't. You know.
I mean, it's just like normal, like people that aren't celebrities. Like, there are plenty of people who will go out to, you know, swingers and do stuff like that. And then there's plenty of them that don't. So of course it's not everybody. Not everybody is into that. Not everybody wants to do that.
Well, let's just talk. Let's just talk.
If we had answered the question before and we would have got the answers to all of our questions, we would know this.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, that would erase like the whole justice system. Honestly.
Yeah, that'd be it.
That would be great.
That would be great, actually. That's
actually a really good reason to have it.
Did you do this? Yes, he did. All right, you're going to jail.
It would take out the whole
there's
jury. No one has to go to jury.
The process would take literally 2 seconds.
But you don't have to wait a few years before they figure out what the hell they're going to do with them.
So T.I. is probably one of my favorite rappers ever. I hope this is not true, because it sounds terrible. You know, I'm not going to say it's not true, because, you know, like we said, celebrities in their sex life, this is a very common thing. But, you know, if this is true, you know, thoughts and prayers for the women, and I hope there's justice for it. If there's not, thoughts and prayers for T.I. and Tiny. Like, this is not only just like detrimental to their careers, but their family. You know, nobody wants to be like, my dad was a rapist. It's not, nobody wants
to. He's got a lot of kids too.
He's got a lot of kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope we get, you know, the truth in there. This could be just a smear campaign for T.I. trying to get money, because when I hear like this, the woman that started these allegations has beef with T.I. and Tiny. This is what I'm hearing. But at the same time, there is a lot of them, if I'm going to be fair, a lot of them accusing him. So we got to listen to all of them.
I mean, don't get me wrong, though. If you drugged and raped me, I would have beef with you too.
Yeah, very good. And a lot of these stories are very similar. A lot of these stories are very similar to each other, so it's not looking good for him. A lot of them are saying the same shit. So scary.
I just hope the truth comes out, you know, one way or the other, whether he did it or not. I hope that no, he can't. Sorry. Yeah, you have to register on Cameo, and then I'll think about it. I'm almost at 210 subscribers, and then I'm gonna be really unbearable. But yeah, no, I hope one way or the other the truth comes out. I hope that if he did it, I really hope that he gets that they both, because we have to add Tiny in it too, because we're talking about T.I. mostly, but Tiny is tied up in this too. And whether she was the one that drugged the woman or not, or the women or not, she participated allegedly in these, you know, acts. So I feel like my whole thing is I just don't want the wrong thing to happen. If he did it, I don't want him to get off. If he didn't do it, I don't want him to go down for it, or hurt him and her to go down for it. So it's just a tricky situation, because it's like you want to believe somebody's not capable of lying about rape, but we've seen instances before where people have lied about being raped. Absolutely. So it's just...
This is a weird situation.
Yeah.
I've seen too many situations on both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
Where people have lied about going through that, and then someone gets in trouble for it, and then they spend like years and stuff having to deal with it. Especially if they're Black, they actually do get time for shit like that.
Yep.
And then the opposite, like this actually did happen to me, and then you have Brock Turner, young white kids who
did like 4 months,
a few months of probation.
Ridiculous. So I do. We got to deal with the due process. We got to get all the information. Let's not cancel T.I. yet, but you know, you're definitely on probation, brother. We definitely work.
Yeah. We got our eye on you.
We got your eye on you, bro. Like that ain't cool.
Also, use a consent app. You know, it's there, and it's there for a reason. There's a whole app.
To consent. I mean, I've been out the game, so I don't need it. So.
Yeah. There's an app called Consent. Yeah,
we need to get them to sponsor this.
And
right in the middle of my home.
We gotta get this.
What you do is you both pull out your phones. You agree to what you will do and what you won't do, things like that. You both sign for it. You both take a picture together. And I guess you both hit consent at the same time, and that's your like kind of like you have consent. But then people were complaining about it, kind of takes it out the moment. It's like you're hot and heavy, and you're like, wait, you got your app ready? And it's like, all right.
Yeah, I can see how that would ruin the moment. But this is what I would do. This is what I do. This is gonna be funny. We're gonna be in the middle of it. I'm gonna have my dick in her mouth and be like, all right, consent. And I'll say you can say what?
Anyway, what's the name of that Amazon Prime show?
Oh, Upload.
Yes,
interesting
so
show. Upload.
Show.
In that show where they're
do
like,
that.
They're like, do you have your protection? And they're like, yeah. And then they pull out this thing and they put it like on their chest or something, and then it records them both saying like, I consent.
And
like it's like a saved thing.
Yeah, that's like, basically the same thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask this question.
It's a lot smoother than having to check all the boxes.
Yeah.
And stuff, but
I was actually
Yep.
I was actually about to ask this question. I'm glad you asked it. So if he actually did it, are we going to do what we do with R. Kelly and stop listening to it?
Hell yeah! Like I'm done. Yeah.
I want to say I'm done, but
you love T.I.
I do love. This is not why I'm not.
This is not
the reason why though. But R. Kelly's situation is like horrifying.
Yep, and people still listen.
Horrifying. Like to the point that it took me away. I can't listen to I Believe I Can Fly without thinking like, yo, you fucking bro. Like, well, with T.I. though, and this is probably me. I might need to check myself though. This situation is not that bad. It is bad though. This is basically rape if you're
It
drugging
also
people.
depends on how many people.
It doesn't, no, I don't know the number. So my answer could actually change. I don't know all the situations. So like if it ends up being like a number like Bill Cosby or R. Kelly, then immediately I'm gonna say, okay, T.I.'s gotta go. But if it's a couple, like I'm going to say this is bad, but at this moment I could still take away the art from the artist. That would be that moment right there. But if it is worse than what I'm thinking it is, then I would take away from it. I think R. Kelly he reached that point of no return for me. So I was just like, all right, even
I guess
you gotta go.
I don't know. I guess for me, I've never been able to separate art from the artist. Like as much as I loved Kanye, and I get he's going through his mental health crisis and things like that. But when he started doing things that just didn't sit right with my soul, I don't vibe the same way. And I don't think that, like I said, I'm not canceling T.I. I'm not saying you're guilty, but at the same time, I understand the allegations right now that he's under. Like, I just, even with the Cosby Show, like when they, started to, play that or whatever, I just like, I can't even look at Bill Cosby the same way.
Yeah,
I've never been the type of person to been able to separate art from, the person, even with professional wrestlers, when they go through things like that and, things come out about them being racist. Like, I can't look at The Undertaker the same way again. I can't look at Hulk Hogan the same way again. I can't do it. Yeah. Both, Texas Blue Lives Matter and Trump supporters.
I didn't know that. I've met Undertaker.
Hulk Hogan definitely
he's very, very like
saying that you can't date.
But I was also a child.
My daughter, if you're black and shit like that. Like,
I can't. So for me, I've never been able to, because I don't know if I've always been like a sensitive person or if I take things too personal. I don't think that I could separate the allegations of Tiny and T.I. Now, I love Escape, but for me now, I can't. Even when I see like a clip on Facebook of Tiny doing so, I can't. I can't do it.
I got you. Well, we'll let that. Well, what were we gonna say though? Would you listen to? I mean, you don't listen to him like I do. So
yeah, I mean,
he's not uncancelable. Let me make that clear. If these allegations are real, I would actually consider it. But right now, I'm not going to.
Because they're allegations right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. I probably would stop. I mean, but it's not like gonna like hurt my soul to do it, I guess. Just because, like you said, I don't listen to him like consistently, I guess. Like I like his music, but
that was
he's not like an artist that like I listen to like all the time or anything. So I think I'd be fine. But when it comes to like listening to people or not, and with situations like this, like I think it depends a little bit like on the situation. Like if they like actually did something like really, really fucked up, like R. Kelly, or if this situation is like being truthful, then like I do think that you should stop listening to them. But then like you said, you don't listen to Kanye, which is totally fair. But like he hasn't done any of this stuff.
Yeah,
like
he's not raping
it's
women.
Just like just like, okay, like you're saying stupid shit, but that's not enough for me to like not like want to listen to your music, because I really love his music. And it's like, okay, I might not agree with some of the stuff that you're saying. You might be like a little off the wall, but that's not enough for me to be like, okay, I can't listen to your music without being like.
Here's one I've not canceled.
So
I've not canceled.
Depends on the situation.
I've not canceled Michael Jackson. I feel like there's not enough.
I don't feel like there's enough either. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I feel like there's enough allegations for Michael Jackson to bring up a case, but as in to make a decision, I don't think that they've had enough evidence.
It's too one-sided.
Because
I go back and forth. Honestly, I go back and forth. Like, did he do it? Did he not do it? And like you said, for me, being that I don't have any definitive answer, I kind of like, I'm like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not gonna stop listening to his music, But I understand the allegations that are there. But I also agree with what we said too earlier. It really goes to the individual. Like Tyler, you said, he didn't say anything to cause you to be like, hey, I'm not gonna listen to his music. So I feel like it's more like an individual thing where the world can't collectively cancel T.I. It really depends on the individual. Exactly. I know people that still ride or die for R. Kelly, believe it or not, and I'm like,
which isn't surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like free R. Kelly way back when.
Yeah.
Like all black people too.
I mean,
you did that, but let him go. Like
what King of the Hill says, I think anybody that listens to Michael Jackson, even when Michael Jackson's name comes up, I think we all in the back of our mind, like, he's a musical genius, but he has been accused of molesting little boys. I do think that does come up. I don't think it's definitely an elephant in the room that nobody escapes. But for me, though,
I think also, like, he's just such a weird person.
He's just
you think
weirdo.
of a lot of things when you think of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Him holding his kid over the balcony.
Yeah.
It was a fucking weird and terrifying thing to do. I remember that as a kid, and I still can imagine that.
Yeah, I think that's really all Michael, in my opinion.
Weird person.
In my opinion, Michael was just a weird person, but at the end of the day, is being weird illegal?
No.
Everybody has weirdness.
My child in danger by holding him over a balcony.
But I do understand why people would question him. It's not normal for you to sleep with kids in your house and have sleepovers. Yeah. It's not a normal thing.
That's not normal.
It's not normal.
Even family, it's not normal.
So I can understand why people would have their guard up and have questions for it. But at the same time, again, he's been proven multiple times to be weird and not on the same wavelength as us, and has possibly a childish mindset. But a lot of these allegations, like Toddy said, were kind of one-sided. That's why I was like, you've not really given me all the proof. But I can agree that it's worth investigating. Yeah. It's definitely worth investigating. Yeah.
But it makes it hard when he's not here.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is kind of fucked up too. Mike Jackson's been dead 10 years and got 2 cases. That's Chappelle joke.
That's record shit.
I honestly think Michael Jackson weird this up because he had his childhood stripped from him and he wanted to get
his dad was like, that is a really good point, because
his dad was abusive.
A lot of people don't realize that the way you're raised determines the kind of adult you are, and I feel like that's like, he didn't have a childhood, so that's kind of why he lives in that. And I feel like that's kind of why in some instances I can be a little immature because of the way I was raised. I was raised very, very, very sheltered. And so, in a sense, I never really grew up. So I think a lot of people, and when you look at like sheltered person, look at Michael Jackson, it was 10, 20, a million times worse than what we, what went through. He was abused physically, he was, shut off from the world. He was controlled. So he was a weird, I don't even want to say eccentric. He was a weird guy. He was a weird dude.
Yeah. And I mean, you're just a product of your environment at the end of the day. That's why, the jury is still out on that. I'm not going to, unless we have like physical evidence instead of like one-sided, like, cases. I just at this time can't cancel him. I just think, I don't think it's not like R. Kelly where you got a lot of evidence, like stacked up evidence.
Yeah. They talked to so many people. Like, not only did they talk to the women saying like, hey, this happened, but they were also talking to people that work for him. They talked to his family. They talked to like everybody pretty much that you could think of to talk to get their perspective on what happened and what he did. Versus Michael Jackson, it was
just
to
3
the
people
kids
in their
and
family.
the moms or something. Like,
no staff.
There was nobody else. It was just the accusers. So that was like not really fair or justifiable. Like, you got to hear, the offense and defense of it. Like,
absolutely. Well, I think this is a good place to end, man. Reggie, this has been a great show, man. We had laughs, we had cries, we went deep. It was a very, very entertaining episode. Reggie, you're doing your WandaVision show this Friday. Where can they find it?
You can follow me on youtube.com/thesilversite. Also, follow me on Instagram @fortheblurcher. Check us out. We have a live show every Saturday for WandaVision. We will be doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Saturdays as well. So tune in, check us out, and join the chat. Have a couple good laughs with us. Coming next week and have a few drinks with us. We're going to be drinking a little bit of wine, liquor, beer, all of that stuff.
Thank you for coming through, Alex. And Reggie, and I'm not going to ever forgive you for saying that you were funnier than Eddie Murphy. I'm always going to bring this up. Thank you for coming through, King of the Hill. Great stream. Have a good one. See you next time, big homie. We will be joining that stream, by the way. We will be having this conversation because WandaVision has been just an experience for everybody. For the nerds, love it. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming through. Much love, peace, and chicken grease. Till next time, peace.